How's it going, everyone? Nick Daniels here. Another nice night out here. Check it out. Look at that. Or it's an evening anyway. It's about 6 o'clock. And I want to talk about something here. We're just going to lean on the fucking car. I don't know where else to make a video right now, so this is what you're getting. So we're going to talk about a news article that was released. It's about 7 days old now, so it's still a little fresh. But you're going to be seeing it a lot, and kind of my thoughts on the subject. But there's a 30-year-old man who's getting evicted from his house. But the problem is, it's not really his house. He's living at home still. And there's been quite a big uproar about a new Fitbit thing here. Look, check it out. Look at that. It's still a Fitbit charge too. Like, normally it's black and it's got like a thick strap. But I found this strap online and it was only like 14 bucks. Pretty good. Just saying. But anyway, yeah, like I said, so he's getting evicted out of the home. And apparently they've been asking him. They asked him 5 times to go, and I think that's pretty fair. I think I have a very fair philosophy when it comes to that kind of stuff. Even though I didn't really abide by this myself, is I always think that once you're graduated from high school, you either pay room and board, right? Which is, you know what I mean. I pay like $250 a month, which is pretty fair, and everything's included: food, internet, whatever. And maybe like you help out around the house, like you do dishes, you mow the lawn, whatever. That's fair. Okay, you're working, you're paying the room and board. There should be a grace period between that. Like if you don't have a job, like give them a few months out of high school to get a job. But that should be the idea. Or if you go to any type of secondary school, so post-secondary schooling, like college, universities, whatever, I don't think any room and board should be demanded, because you should be focusing on your studies. And then again, after the university, you should be working to pay room and board. That's fair. Now, I didn't do that. Luckily, I moved out actually fairly soon after I graduated, but the first little bit, that was in talk. Except my parents just wanted the entire rent for room and board, which isn't how it works, so that didn't work out. Anyway, so yeah, this guy, it's kind of interesting because the parents have taken him to court about it, and they've actually offered him even money to go. I guess they gave him like $1,100. Now, supposedly, he spent that on, quote, other things, and I think that's interesting because I don't know what he bought with that money. Now, doing the whole court proceeding, he did go on CNN, and he spoke to them on there, and they had, when they had talked to him, the reporter, he was really awkward. Like, he's exactly what I envisioned. He was just like really, no offense to the guy, but he's kind of dirty looking. He's like, he seems really socially awkward, and you can kind of tell like that he obviously doesn't do too much. Like, I don't even think, clearly he hasn't been working this whole time frame, and he kept quoting in the interview that I haven't been given enough time. I don't know if they give him like 15 days notice or something stupid like that. Fucking mosquito. 15 days notice or something stupid like that. But when you really look at the itty-gritty of it, yeah, he's basically had a long time. He's had about 8 years. I think they tried to kick him out at like 22 or something like that. 22, even 22 is kind of pushing it. But I still say like 20, something like that. Like right around 20 is probably when you should probably start packing your bags. I just did around 18, 19. Okay, not a bad idea. Now, it's funny that I say that, because now apparently a restaurant company has also offered him $1,101, and that's going to be his, I don't know the name of it though, bonus if he starts with their company. And anyway, they're pretty excited about that. I don't know if he's actually taking that, but supposedly the update is that he's been evicted. The judge did rule in the parents' favor, and yeah, again, I guess he's going. I don't know much more than that, but I'm just gonna now shoot my thoughts out. This is what I wanted to. I don't really want to give you, here's the fucking full article, here's word for word every web, you know what I mean. I don't care about that, but I want to tell you my thoughts on the subject because, you know, like I said, everybody's got an opinion. Biggest thing about this is I think that no offense to any party involved, the parents, whatever, but I don't think any parent should have to sue their fucking child, or take them to court or whatever. And in this instance, I feel like all 3 of them should have been able to come to a resolution privately, and unfortunately they haven't been able to. And even taking it to court, I don't see there's a reason that needs to be a headline on the fucking news article. But it's interesting because supposedly he was called a millennial. And I don't know if he's using that to back himself up or not. To be truthfully honest, he's born in, what, the 80s? I don't think you'd be able to use the millennial thing. I thought the millennial was more like you were born from 2000 or higher. right? Like, I'm 1993. Maybe I'm a millennial too. I don't know. I don't know necessarily the definition of that, but I'll tell you, I don't think he can use that as a crutch. He's 30, right? This is clearly a lazy individual, and again, no offense to this fella, but clearly lazy individual, and I think that he just really needs a push in the right direction, and I think he could really do something. He could really turn things around, but it's also on the parents, because some parents are a lot worse than others. Like, parents will literally lock you out of the house when they're tired of your shit, and they gave him 5 chances. They given him money, like that much money, dude. I didn't get anything when I left. I didn't even get a fucking see ya. It was just good luck. Like, not even that. It was just like, I didn't even get fucking acknowledged I was going, right? So I kind of compare it to that. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous to me, and I'm surprised that this is even a thing. Again, like, overall, the entire situation is completely ridiculous, and I think the guy is completely in the wrong. The fact that this company has even offered him a job at any of their locations is a miracle. And actually, if I were him, I'd be jumping on that like white on rice, because that's the opportunity in a lifetime. Because, you know, you don't have much going for you. They're offering him the training, everything, dude. He can at least start somewhere, right? There's an opportunity right there in front of you, begging to have you, and that's interesting. So props to them. Honest to God, props for them. And the fact that he's going to get that little bonus money, that'd be good. That'd be your down deposit. That's your rent. That's your first thing in necessities you're going to buy, like your toilet paper, your mouthwash, your dish soap. Like, you're just going to get your necessities and plates, whatever, and then rent, of course, power, whatever. That would cover it all, right? There you go. Your whole first month. And then after that, of course, you would only need, like, say, $500 per month for rent and whatever. Honestly, though, like I said, it's funny when I think about it, because I compare it to my own situation, and I was almost in the same rut where I didn't really do anything for about a year. Like, I literally didn't work, didn't try, didn't do anything. And, you know, I had an opportunity and I blew that, and then for work. So I did do the work for a while, and you know, time after time, I kind of proved that I really wasn't going anywhere. And now look at me. Like, this is my car behind me. Just purchased it. It's like $8,000. It's all mine. I've just finished my first year of post-secondary education. You know, I got a full-time job right now, and then another job that I do on the weekends. Like, I'm feeling it. I'm really in the prime here, and I've always felt that you earn what you keep, kind of say. Like this car behind me right now, why this means so much to me right now, and I've only had it for like 2 fucking weeks, is because I bought it, right? There's not a penny of someone else's money into it. I had help getting it back, and I'm truly appreciative of that and those people's time to help me get this from point A to B, because, you know, I still didn't fucking know how to drive, really. But the point I'm trying to say is, you kind of earn your stuff, and I feel like you get a good amount of pride out of that. You get a good amount of pride at looking back on something and saying, like, that's mine, right? And, you know, I always hear people complaining that I'm so low on money, I'm so low on this, and at the end of the day, you know, you make do, right? And the problem that a lot of people face that I talk to that are in those situations do live at home, right? And they're not necessarily my age. Some of them are like 35, 40. And again, they're living at home, and these people are almost paycheck to paycheck. But they're at least doing it. And this poor soul out here is now backing out, like, you know, like, again, I didn't have enough time. I'm sorry, mister, but that ain't gonna cut it. You technically had, like, fucking, I'd say at least 10 years. When you hit 20, that should be the time that you're getting your shit together and going, right? You leave the nest. And let me clarify, though, before anybody comments, definitely the thing I want to say is, if you were looking after your parents, for example, your grandparents kind of thing, or that there was like a super good relation there, that's understandable, right? Or again, if you're paying the room and board. But even if you're not, as long as there was a good relation there, that's a thing. Like, there are people that work full-time jobs, you know, they might even have a wife. Probably not. They're probably single. And then, of course, they go home, and then they live with their parents, and they look after them, they take care of them, because they're at that age that they would need maybe the lawn mowed, or some of the, you know, some more of the heavy work done, right? Where they're not that capable at this point, right? They do the easier stuff. So you kind of look, again, you kind of take care of them at that point, and that's good. That's a good thing. But again, like, kind of this way just seems like, and the parents seem like they're fully capable of doing things. There's really no excuse. He is not mentally ill. So you can't use that as a crutch. And I really don't know. I mean, it's literally the envisionment of when you think of a dirty guy that hasn't left his house, or, you know, still lives at home for 30 years. It's literally what he looks like is exactly what I envisioned, and I'm sure if you guys look it up, you'll know what I mean. If you look it up on YouTube, you just put like 30-year-old evicted, it comes right up. It's a big topic, apparently. But anyway, that's going to be it there, folks. We're going to start moseying to the door here to settle down for the night. I want to thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the video and the subject. I think it's pretty interesting. And shout out to the lady. Cheers. And that's all I got. Regatas.